Who cares if others are more pretty than you, if others are richer than you, taller than you, skinnier than you, whatever. Look at all the big cats. Some have stripes, some have spots, some, like the lion, have nothing. They're just one uniform shade and they have a big mane. They're all big cats, yet they're so different. Some people like the lion better, some people like the tiger better, some people like the jaguar. Some people like the ligers, you mix of both. Some people like the panthers. They're all different, they're all unique, but they are all beautiful. They all have value. They all have unique things about them, and people like them for different reasons. In the same way, we as humans, we're all different. We all look differently. And one thing that grinds my gears, and I'm trying not to be annoyed because I understand, but it's when I see people talking about how they can't do something because somebody else that is doing it is different. Let me explain. People be like, oh, they can't dress well because they're not tall and skinny like blah, blah, blah model. But then you see somebody else that is not tall and skinny, looking good, dressing well, and what? Because I find that a lot of people just focus on what they don't have, who they are not, instead of focusing on what they do have and who they can be. You need to focus on what do you have, where are you starting, and where do you want to go. That's it. Because two people I want to talk about, Zendaya and Cardi B. Both of these people in their right, you could say they have had very fashionable moments. You could call them fashion icons. They have very different body types. Cardi B is very curvy. She has a lot of hips, a lot of boobs, and a small waist. Zendaya is very slim, very straight, not a lot of hips, not a lot of boobs. Also a small waist, but not so small in comparison to the rest of her body. She's quite rectangular. It's almost just straight. Cardi B, on the other hand, is very curvy. Both these people are still able to look good, are still able to come out here and give us style, give us presence. So you can't say, oh, it's because I'm not tall. Cardi B is not tall. You can't say it's because, oh, I'm too tall. Zendaya is tall. It might be more difficult for you to find what you're looking for, but you can find it. You just need to look at what you have and go from there. What looks good on you? That's what you need to question. That's what you need to ask. What looks good on you? Not where can I copy other people? Oh, I'm so sad I can't copy this person. You don't need to be copying anybody. You need to look at yourself, assess yourself, accept what you have, and ask yourself the question, where can I go from here? What's gonna look good on me? And I think depending on your body shape or the Kibi body type, that those are easy ways for you to begin to wrap your head around what you can do. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm rectangular body shape. In Kibi, I don't know if I'm a flamboyant natural or if I'm more in the dramatics. I'm not sure. I feel like I might be a flamboyant natural, but then again, I don't know if I have that much width about me. So I might just be dramatic. But then, am I so tall and bony? I don't know. Either way, when I pick out outfits, I'm looking at what looks good on me. I know a wider leg bottom looks good on me. So when I'm looking at pants, I'm looking at wider legs. When I'm looking at skirts, I'm looking at mini skirts a lot because I know that a mini skirt really shows off my legs, which is very flattering on me because I have such nice legs and it really shows them off in a way that looks very good for me. When I'm picking tops, I like strapless tops. I like V-neck or halter or a scoop, just something that's like this. And I tend not to go for off shoulder just because having the strap here is a bit uncomfortable for me sometimes. But I'll go for one shoulder. And then I also tend not to go for those ones that come in this way and go around the neck. Those are also a type of halter. But I tend not to go for those because those emphasize my shoulders, which are quite broad. So this is the mindset I'm in when I'm picking clothes. Of course, I feel like most clothes, even if it's not very flattering, it's not gonna look terrible. It's just gonna be like, all right. But I know the things that I want to highlight about my body I know the things that look good on my body. So when I'm picking, I tend to go for those kind of clothes. So depending on your body type, I feel like that should determine what kind of clothes you go for. Rather than trying to take somebody else's aesthetic and put that onto you, you look at the aesthetic and then you pick out what you like. Maybe you like the color scheme, maybe you like certain pieces from it, and you just see how you can incorporate that in a way that's beneficial and flattering on your body. For you to sit there and be like, oh, because I'm not this type of body, I can't do anything, or I'm just gonna look like this, you're just trying to feel sorry for yourself. Because who cares? One thing people need to learn is focus on yourself. You focusing on somebody is not gonna get you where you wanna go, because you're just gonna be following them down their path. You're gonna be behind them the whole time on their own path, not down your own path. You could be going down your path, minding your business, doing your work, but instead you're going down their path, minding their business, doing their work, and wondering why you're not getting your own results that look good on you, results that are beneficial for you. I think I'm gonna make a video talking about different body types. I do prefer the Kibi system because I find that with the body type, as far as hair, apple, rectangle, spoon, all that, the goal is mostly to get closer to an hourglass, which I don't feel like I really care about that. To me, it's always better to emphasize what you have, the positive parts of your body. It's always better to emphasize that than to try to fit into another standard. Do you get what I mean? I feel like with the Kibi, they focus on the positive parts of each body type and they encourage you to emphasize that body part so that you stand out. I believe the goal with Kibi is standing out in a way that's unique to your body versus with the regular body type conversation, the goal is to blend in, to merge, to create the illusion of an hourglass, which is creating something that isn't there. I don't like that. I prefer the mindset of standing on your own, highlighting what is there, rather than trying to blend in and create something that isn't there. So for me, when it comes to how I dress, I like to highlight things I already have. My height, my slim physique. It's giving tall and slim. So I like to highlight that. And it's not even just if you're skinny. Even when I was a bit bigger, I still have that slimness about me because even in my hips, it's slim. So I personally feel like that's something good to highlight, the tall and the slim, versus with the body type, they're like, oh, cinch in your waist to create a waist, wear a big top, wear a big bottom, and then tighten in the waist so that it can give an hourglass. And that can be nice. I'm not saying I never do those kind of things. Of course, sometimes. But generally, I find that it's best to just highlight the things you already have and go from there. And that's how you end up looking your best. The whole point of this video is focus on yourself. Who cares if others are more pretty than you, if others are richer than you, taller than you, skinnier than you, whatever. Who cares? You're not them, they're not you. You need to worry about yourself, focus on yourself, and focus on who you are and how you can get to where you want to go. Because the longer you spend focusing on other people, the longer you're not going down your own path. You're going down their path. If you were supposed to be this kind of person making this kind of videos or this kind of music, now you're trying to be this kind of person making what they're making, being like them. Who's going to be who you were supposed to be? And you're never going to be who they're supposed to be because you can't overtake them. You don't know what's down their path. You can only follow them. You can only mimic them. You can only copy. So you're following them so you can't overtake them because then you wouldn't know where to go. Meanwhile, nobody is becoming who you're supposed to be. So personally, I just feel focus on yourself. This is both when it comes to mindset, when it comes to aesthetic, career, finances, whatever. Do what's best for you. I'm going to be making more videos into the aesthetic things because I feel like the aesthetics of it all actually impacts our life in such a huge way. And I want to talk more about that. And I also want to make some more beauty content like I used to. It's been a while since I made that. And some of the girlies on TikTok have really been killing it. And I want to go back to highlighting them and highlighting some of the stars from the past. I think I'm going to make a video on some of my favorite Beyonce looks because, oh my gosh, there are just so many, actually from when she was younger, that I just love. So I'm going to talk more about that. So stay tuned. Bye.